esomo wo na sabre na poso ene yedi frase e de ama Daily Graphic de ubokrata ene da hanu mu se ya yebeka ho asem truth and accuracy every day. Daily Graphic Friday edition no maximizing agric benefits. President charges youth to form cooperatives. With a picture of the President of the Republic at the launch of the Youth in Agriculture Forum. Nkranza South, that's a constituency watch. Food basket, untapped tourism potential. At the page 16 and 17 of the Daily Graphic story. Lithium mining gets green light. Atlantic Lithium received first lease. After forcing trial, I gave approval. Payment in error. Says Tekpe. Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Ghanaian Times is the Ghana's most authoritative newspaper. Says Information Minister calls for honest national debate on low health financing. With the picture of the Information Minister, Mr. Kojo Upon Kroma, said Tekpe testifies in auto forcing ambulance case. Page 15, CSOs, governments, others must collaborate to address electoral disinformation. Dr. Zamora. Okay, government grants first lithium mining lease with increased royalties, value addition. 15 Bono East communities submerged following heavy rains. The Inquisitor newspaper. The Inquisitor newspaper redefining objectivity. 140 million judgment debts. How it came about. Family feud. Minister indiscretion pop-up. Information service delivery in an artificially intelligent world. It's an inside story. Stop press. Education Ministry, UNICEF, land on the radar of 2 ministers from Ashanti region. Party chairman to be looted. Massive faceless for new job in South under Befi. Okay. The Informer newspaper says nothing but the truth. It's an inside story. Akufo-Addo directs MOH NHIA to develop a plan to fund kidney treatments, manage future dam spillage. Baumia charges VRA. Towards energy transition, energy bank crucial. NAPO. Fair Sky Group supports flood victims, donate items worth 1 million Ghana cedis and 2.5 million Ghana cedis insurance package. Eschew violent comments. Methodist Bishop tells politicians. Those are the stories of the Informer. Now I have the Republic Press. The Republic Press serving the Republic. We need an African energy bank. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe. Agric gets fresh push as government urges you to embrace farming. NEDCO mass disconnection exercise hits time. Districts, government hospital. Tekpe carries Ato Forsen's cross. Says he authorizes his then deputy to establish LCs for ambulance deal. A win for me will prove that MPP is not a tribalistic party. Dr. Mahamadou Baumia. The publisher newspaper say hide nothing, fear nothing. Ambulance acquisition trial. The publisher newspaper. Ambulance acquisition trial. I, as finance minister, ordered Ato Forsen to request LCs. Said Tekpe confesses in courts. Akuaku Benisa grabs Lifetime Achievement Award. Ama governor denied call to the bar again. Those are the front pages story of the publisher newspaper. Okay. Enti na free adaboja ye no the workers and the buy ya no na ye din ka hye mo bo aboma no ho ba se kaso akwantempo no so demonstration kese e koso ho no mo a class media group na a champion side demonstration ni nyina ye se kaso akwan no etutu asai se de akwan na e basa no mpanifo se bi wankasa ochi ho ayi yi bone enti class media group a omunua no makra FM afato ho so se obehwe. That's their corporate social responsibility no or match drum e dia babontene aye drum ama ban ehunu se e drum na e ka sei no tu anamon ama boa drum enti sabre omugu ho no mo enche ye bebo awura ho ne yahwe ne ekoso efra no pa bepem sabre nipa ne frase ba omo frase nante sen na demonstration ekona mame ngo de bokrata ani mu akopem se ye se trefo anase amane bofo ya ewo kasoa tobuto ede ba no ye ne omo ebedi enkomo daily graphic no wo hwe anim hanom se ya mampani ne ho nsem wa hanom se ya ye se lithium mineral ya sika wo mu na ye se Ghana nya green lights a kire se Atlantic lithium yama wo mo ekwan se omo ne Ghana kwapam na omo mebo am nya sa lithium ne bi okay. Until kind story not say after 6 years of exploratory activities, all is set for the mining of lithium to start in commercial quantities with the improved terms for the country. This follows the granting of the first ever mining lease for lithium to Barari DV Ghana Limited, a subsidiary of Australia-based Atlantic Lithium. The $250 million project continues at page 3. Located at Ewoya in the Fantiman municipality in the central region, is expected to commence production by 2025. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu-Jinapo, signed the 15-year lease agreement over an area of approximately 42.63 square kilometers with the company in Accra yesterday. The lease has increased the royalty regime, more state equity interest, improved local contents, and a levy for community development. Mr. Jinapo handed over the lease document to the chairman for the Atlantic Lithium, Neil Herbert, with a call on the company to strictly adhere to the country mining law. The chief executive officer for the Minerals Commission, Martin Ayisi, was present at the presentation of the signed lease to the company. Ghana kwako sign apam fiebe dunum 15 years. You come 15 months mu yesi krobi di ewoya lithium apie ho eninti ye de adwuma no ama abrofo bi ya wo metimi abetuo na emrada ho ya ye nhyehyeye se sika mu benya no aban be fa ne chefa krono amukotu mu no mo be ye adwuma bi di aboa mo be ye nhyehyeye mo nkose nsuo mo nkose asase mo nkose mfudie mo nkotwa nnua basa na mo be hwese mo betu agudie no a mutu a emfaso a mo benya no mo chemu bi na mo de ama krono mo be si school adan de ama wo mo ebi a hospital a mo be si eno ne yera samala bu na portrait say enema toto akwan mu amfie bebre echi no sa bre mfie dunum apam ena ye ne saa edwumako no a wo mo eba betuo no na chese we ni de dikan kra yakosa apam no tunya graphic kan a ho asem e wa ha no sei page 13 mampani so na no mebru no ehyiamudie no a wokọ obie no otu omofo se akwanya bia ba wakwam na wo ye babu no a wo se osom dendendren na wotumi edi ye adwuma. President charges used to form cooperatives monka mom na montumi mo aboa mo hom eno youth forum na no agric minister era Brian Champon oyeye ena wo se woni hihye bebregu akwam edi ama emebuno no eno so ho asem wo page 13 of the daily graphic. Inside story wa hanum saying Nkranza South is a constituency watch, food basket on tap tourism potential. The Nkranza South constituency, located in the middle portion of the Bono East region, sits on a vast natural resources, particularly gold and oil. However, farmers, especially in Donkron Kwanta, has over the years resisted several attempts by the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation and mining companies, including Newmont Africa, from carrying out explorations for oil and gold respectively in the area. The people maintain that they have been able to provide the needs for their families, including education, with income from the farming activities over the years, and therefore do not need to risk the environmental pollution from gold and oil mining to reap benefits from their land. The constituency, with a total land size of 1,100 square kilometers, is one of the mainstays of commercial agriculture in the region. The economy of the constituency is largely dominated by agriculture and related activities. Enti graphic oko center spread hono mo a ene ode Nkranza South ho asem ena aba. Nkranza South mbrahye bedwene yera Emmanuel Kojo Ejekum, former deputy minister for local government. Openi mi chia opa mi hu ache. Nkranza South MP ena MC nsusu owo yera Daniel Oretu ono so ena eye MC mu nyina mo badwuma na eho abakosem kakra graphic de aba no se Nkranza South ko ho no mo a akuafo ne dɔɔso ekuafo do draw so no ene se wo mutimi yi adwumatene emanuane ba emi na yenye bi nti wo masase no enka hwemu a esika ko wo mu pa gold yenyanke ko tu galamse ni bi wo hanke benye sika ana ye kokoye mine na ye tufu magudie wo no mo se ye kwan paso ana nye kwan paso kran kesika wo afefa ngo wo pa oil enso amanfo ne se da yentra se mi enfa kaka nse adwanam echinanko mu besi mu betuyi mo be ye mra be kan de da sakrama ho brase ne so du so betua se de obesi abubbo mu de a kire wo no wonka se nipa we na ye ne papa bre bi atwam wo no ensi amanfo won Kranza South ne say omo pe ne saa sebi omo kompraye so no omo da otwen wo hu adukuro mu no no oda ensi omo sra amanfo se mo nya madwe so metu good omo bedo omo adra na omo de ahwe omo ma omo adra e na omo de ahwe omo ma ebi ma wie suku abeya krache fo ne ade a omo gusu ti wo masomdwe mu ensi penisi sebi ubedi apem ame apem wo no de ene nkadi wo ha na yen hawo ensi saa na tie na saa pepe na graphic de ho amane aba and who said Mamiko Ghana's most authoritative newspaper, that's the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Information Minister calls for honest national debate on low financing. And who will pay 13? Now, royalty lithium lease, and so who said Hanum say page 11 graphic diaba. Aminko page 14. And no, CSOs and Honsem and Eba 15 Bono East communities submerged following heavy rains in Suato or Bono East. Now, at least 15 communities located on the shoulders of the Volta River in the Bono East region have been reportedly submerged due to the rising levels of the river following continuous heavy rains there. The affected communities are in the Pro East district of the Bono East region. About 2,000 people have been rendered homeless in the 3-week-old flooding in that part of the country. Personal belongings running into several thousands of Ghana cedis have also been washed away by the flood waters. The affected communities are Pentecost, Nsuano, Adiemra, Fantiekra, Totobikope, part of Brikanti, and Voltidokope. Other parts are Tonka, Agokope, Lugakope, among others. Some basic schools in the affected areas have temporarily been closed down due to the situation. The affected schools are Kaidwe Primary, Brikanti DA Primary, Pentecost DA, Fantiekra DA, and Vetidekope DA Primary. The assemblyman for Yeji Traditional Council area, electoral area in the Pro East district, Audi Godwin confirmed the story to the Ghanaian Times. He said the homeless people are currently putting up in churches, family members in other communities upstream of the Volta River. NADMO officials, he alleged, were yet to visit the scene to assess the situation. He therefore appealed to NADMO government and NGOs to come to aid of affected people in the area so as to alleviate them from their plight. The assembly member also called on the media to shift their attention to the people in Pro district in order to receive help from government. Okay. Enti nsuo na eyiri no empanisi sabi asembie no ho emfa nipa ho na obi abawuo nso so etuetu obi aso. Enti ukobunu isi kro ni mu a enkro be yedunum ena nsuo no a epie fi eye frasutade ani mu no ede ho ha abre wo mu a wo nyina asoso no nsuo afo wo mu dan asai wo mu nema na wo mu nyapade suku adan no yetutu ni nyina mu enkwala ne tifie enti asembra bedwafo se wo mu te nadmofo nka esanse obi e ka from antem ode no wo mu e won chen so ayeye ne ma wo mu no ye hwane ye nka ho so so asem na aban te se wo mu so bre sanse obi a aban sori a mampani okọ from antem wo mampani abede kira kọ ho ye rajon dramani ma ha ma kọ ho ye ralankojo kira maten akọ from antem nkro aka no wo mu so bre nti assembly member ne se wo mu mufo afenso so no sentrofo yemodawuro no kwachiri na omonso yente won ho asem ankrankra won sem obie omeboa wo mo a etimi yi biboa ena afi aban omohwe animu pa sanse wo musu a wo en wo manim ebebeto. Ghana backs $540 oil revenue in first half of 2023, PAYAC reports. Okay. Ghana has bagged $540,456,124 in petroleum revenue in the first half of 2023. The Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, has reported the sources of the revenue are carried and participating interest, corporate income tax, royalties, petroleum holding fund income, and surface rental of the amount was transferred to Ghana National Petroleum Corporation. $238,811,220 was urged to fund the 2023 budgets. According to PIAC, the amount channeled to support the budget $247,892,184 Ghana cedis went into agriculture. 36,351,356 Ghana cedis into physical structure. In health and education, 1,737,340 Ghana cedis into road construction. And the Public Interest Accountable Committee, no, almost say Ghana, Yenyesika 2023, first quarter, no, PIAC report or the Abano says, Sikana Bapa and Tiachem, I didn't in Aqua Yemputu Juma, said the Ghanaian Times, Unya Bikaya, Sikano, Buebia, great education, health, any infrastructure. Baby, Sikana, the idea question, okay, Benyabi, Okotopi Pano, Benyabi Akain. Ambulance case, Atu Forcing was authorized by me to request establishment of LCs. Tekpe tells Scott. Okay. The former Minister of Finance, Mr. Seth Tekpe, has told an economic and financial court in Accra that he fully authorized his then deputy, Dr. Kezalato Forson, to write to the Bank of Ghana requesting for letters of credentials to be set up in favor of the Big C General Trading Limited of Dubai for the supply of ambulance. Mr. Tekpe, who testified as a star witness for the defense in the case brought against minority leader Dr. Kezalato Forson and two others, told the court presided by Justice Ifuasewai Saribotri that the authorization for Dr. Ato Forson to request for the establishment of letters of credence was given at a special management meeting he chaired at the Finance Ministry following the receipt of a legal opinion from the Attorney General and the Ministry of Legal Departments. The said advice was for the Ministry of Finance to ensure the execution of a contract between the then government of Ghana and Big C for the supply of 200 ambulances to avert the payments of judgment debt if Big C sued the government due to lengthy delays and breaches of contracts by governments. He said claims by Attorney General that Dr. Forson caused the letters of credence to be set up without due cause and authorization were untrue. The minority leader, Dr. Forson, has been charged with 2 counts of willfully causing financial loss to the states by causing letters of credence to be established in favor of Big C for the supply of ambulances without due cause and authorization. Mr. Tekpe elaborated further in his witness statement that he received an opinion from the Attorney General in 2014 which said that failure to execute contracts with Big C will result in judgment debt if the letters went to courts. Undue delays in the execution of the contract for the supply of ambulances and breaches by the government. Mr. Tekpe indicated that the AG's opinion to him was emphatic that all government approvals had been obtained for the contract and that the opinion was binding on all government agencies engaged in transaction. And see here to force ye na enim so gina court be fiemienu ne ya twe no a ni na ne say okodi krata bi enim ema ekokopie mu ewo company di ambulance be buy na wanye tumi emfiri aban anase o mine ho eno na yera tetepe afi wakopie mu a we star witness ono na asem no emu asem nyina no ne ne kotu ewesi ya ne hene tia sanche mu odi hunu ye odidi ekira okodi mu adanse enti wo se adanse krogen ene wodi no enya adanse krumu a ena no yera dame be keka ansem bi no wo se enya no kre Attorney General ansem a wo ka enya no kre kire se ebra na me wo ho se Ghana sana hene no me enam ni Attorney General wo sa abre ni di nkomo ena o ma kwan se ye betimi akwakoto sa ambulance no anase ye betimi aye hyehye emadwumakuo no e de ambulance na banya sa wo de ye kokoto esika ye betua so o man no yenya bi fa mo ye ho bra eniti omutu anamo obi a sebe ya o betimi akwakoje sa ambulance na de apa na ye kokoto aba omufra ban mu no nti nyese boapayo bi ena na omde ye oman no abro ye no graphic ede ho asem Ghanaian Times ede ho amane aba hanum se ya kope bi kan na onso enye bi National Safety Task Force inaugurated 17-member National Safety Task Force for the Ghana National Fire Service was inaugurated yesterday in Accra in order to heighten public awareness on fire safety and fire certificate acquisition. They will also seek to ensure the compliance of Fire Prosecution Regulation 2003 LI 1724 and its amended version LI 2239/2016. The task force will carry out series of visits to inspect fire certificates, educate proponents who are fire advocates on the procedures of acquiring fire certificates, assess fire over and identify service providers authority to deal in fire products. It's chaired by the Director of Safety of the Service, Deputy Chief Officer DCFO Daniela Mausinto. The Chief Fire Officer, Mr. Julius Kuono, inaugurated in the task force, said, with the intensive fire safety education, the public will become aware of the important role in achieving fire-free nation to support development agenda. He stressed the need to involve participation of individuals in fire prevention to preserve lives and properties. The CFO said the fire task force will also be clothed with the powers to train proponents on fire safety and initiate legal action against recalcitrant proponents. He urged the members of the task force to put all their best efforts to inspire colleagues to work harder towards the success of the task on public safety education, creating a fire safety awareness and generate revenue for the state and the service. The CFO encouraged the team to exhibit needed skills acquired through training and live up to expectation. Mr. Kuono said the service had recorded 4,507 fire cases from January to September this year against 4,789 the previous year, a decrease of 282, representing 5.9%. He said domestic fire recorded the highest with 1,818, followed by the commercial fires of 747, electrical fires of 559, and bush fires 566. DCFO too said the task force will engage owners of both public and private facilities on the need to embrace fire safety. She said safety was a shared responsibility and urged the public to cooperate with the task force. Fire service odum jejumakuo no wo mate abedwekuo omo ye nipa don son wo mo asade nyina na se wo menante akommɔntene so na wo mo ne amanfo akwakodi nkomo afa ekwan ebetimi afa so na oja momo eja ehye basabasa se ye japade no wo betimi aye ntenchen wo na afi wo nso a wodi dwumadie bi e de bone beba ebetimi ama eja ekum nipa se ye enyinam kwa so asoja no ofie se wo de mfram eja ena edi dwuma wo montene so a ebetimi akoben ema eja no abehye nipa hye japade a ye betimi de wafa mra kwa so sanse wo mukura emrem ena omudidi saa edwuma no. Alright, I'll sound an idiot. Just say, "Okan huasem." Okay. Enti, my main kwa humana so na main kwa say, kaswa demonstration here cost wo honum yera Sefas Mensa ena or champion course. Sefas otemenka. Sefas otemenka.
Good morning.
Good morning. Na sabre ehia na wujina wo tuba junction and I say
actually speaking on me Tuba Junction.
Okay.
Omo munim stretch on high toll booth.
Okay.
On the Casa stretch. If you have a here. Honey, you able to in fact people are coming in and I'm
okay.
You're high train now by 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Started walking on.
Na no pem ko ya manfo ya edi oni akyerem wo no na ho keka no say net ye.
In fact, this is a demonstration led by a media house. It is happening for the first time.
Okay.
It's a political party that organize it. Now, the two and mono as class media group, you be through Hano. How people are welcoming the idea, and how energized they are this morning. No?
Okay.
It's big imagination. I'm not for any other people are coming in your numbers. But the drivers themselves are involved because they are mostly affected.
Okay.
It's energy there was run up. Even though it starts, People are so poised. Cause I don't also ask them in fact, the energy here is very high enough.
Okay, now money apostle for the incommodata. And pay mu draw more I am more say bibi abeto to ye.
Yes, so any police raidings also weeks before and they through. So we be through have the time more tight security police for in fact currently at the capacity station police for agent in their numbers. And we drew two votes also are police for are there in their numbers also ensure peace and smooth demonstration.
All right. Would when you who nipa bia who say omo teaching for na okra wonim say omo fa kwasa kwantempo no so ana omo ye Ghana fo bia omo adwene ho say omo de omo mpaboa omo na ehye mo mpaboa mu say sa kwan no a enye no omo ne kasoafo ne omo enam sa kwan no so nyina no ebeba be yes a oye kire na ede esusuaso papa bi aba.
All those here present. The ordinary people are almost on daily basis. They're highly affected. In fact, the man may echo so more the fact that Tuba Taxi Ranga as at 6:30. Now, open the phone order say, more be in Ludo. They are affected. Cars and cars and mine to go be a go through her. Obia park in the car, Obia in Ludo.
Okay.
So that we can achieve the result we want. This is the other people that join the demonstration.
Not just a cars in Yajuma no.
Yes, cars in Yajuma.
Now, money commuters ni bi one more be fashion no akodi won dwuma amafo edidin komahwe say aha wo mo ana wo mo ye okay sa ni nya dwuma kra no wo menya de wo mo pa eno no madwen ho.
That has been a conversation. Almost a car no anye dwuma no menya de wo mo pa kra na they are okay. So there's nobody complaining here. More so no you don't also essay publicity and any commodity.
Okay.
They are very much aware of the everything there. And yeah, but say obenya results are quite no ebe ye momo.
All right, so far any yenya we na kakra na aba behwe say mo frasia.
So, we are calling everybody. Obi Andurabia no mra yo ha no.
All right. Yada sisa this amane ya bre ya mani boni sefas na wo hwe your screens no so demonstrations no visual science aka ho bi na e dia to Ctv so exclusively na wo hwe no ha no mu say ni nyina ne say Class Media Group and a champion ne say Kaswa Kwantempo no asay ache enti we no corporate responsibility say wo hunu bibi wo man mu a wo be ye wo man bapa na wo yete mamuni ya wo dwene wo man ho no wo be ka ho asem na empanifo so watwe wo maso e de aben ho na o matimi ate ase na o matu anamo papa bi e de abo esan se wo mo e wo kasoa no o mo e wo kasoa no sa bre wo mo nyina so wo mutu ato eto ya wo mutu ya no ye busa aban se e de na o de ye de ma wo mo ana na ye wo gidie ma pase demonstration e be ya sumhwe mu sa o ye kira wo mo ye na no pay no e be peacefully enti wo free fie bayi na no fa she o chirim se wo kosom o my Ghana we so kan osom no ho we eno nso eka osom no ho san se bibi koso wo man mu na wanka ho asem a na wo tena se ye nhwe han ye dindin ebe sei akwa aba abeto why se konfo ne ya wo tena wo man mu ahye nkom so wo man mo utimu bi eni tika so akwan ne de eye nimu asem a obi ani tuemu wuhunu ukwa wo bayi na wuhunu se ekwan no asei nye ne ebe tena ha ka kiro se kwan no asei yenti min kan so wonu makum enti ukwa ya penchene fa gum wunim se kwan na sai dada eno enti utu anamo na wakwakoboa amye ina yetimi ayo ye kire no na ban so ehunu sampa enibre ena aba no eno enti yeguso ya enche kra se demoni frase ya ebeba mo nchen na yasa bo ma na sefa se no nwotwe ena wo mo hwe ni mo se wo menante na wo makode krata akoda mpanimfo se de ekoso no enya de se eye enigisem enti wo mo hwe no mutu anamo papa bi enfa hum enti me call inform ade obokra sa animo na inform our inside story wa hanu say me to aso de amawa manage future dam spillage Baumia charges VRA Vice President Muhammadu Baumia ono nso akọ flood victims no no de afutuo ama mpanimfo enti me call page 4 of the informal newspaper na makokan ho asem kakra Vice President Alhaji Dr. Muhammadu Baumia has suggested to the Volta River Authority to think about how to manage future dam spillage in order to curb the devastating effects of such spillage. Dr. Baumia made the suggestions when he visited some affected communities in the South and Central Zone districts to commiserate with them. According to him, it was crucial to safeguard the dam lives, livelihood, and properties amidst the threat posed by climate change. 10 years ago, our worry was about the low level of water in the dam. Today, we are worried about the high level of water in the dam. So climate change brings in a new situation that we have to handle. And so I have to challenge the VRA and NADMO. Let's start thinking of a long-term solutions to the spillage from the dam. Is there a way we can manage the spilling? Of course, I'm not an engineer, so I want you, the engineers, to handle it. But one thing I have thought of is, why can't we have pipelines to the sea? But this is just someone who is not abreast in your field. Can we manage this spillage in a way that does not flood the immediate areas, divert the water as far as into the sea? He asked. He recalled that the last time a spillage of the dam caused such havoc was 60 years ago, which led to some reverend communities migrating to their present settlement, and indicating that the government was looking beyond just giving out relief items but providing sustainable livelihood support to back up track on lives and victims. As you know, an interministerial committee has been set up. VRA and NADMO are fully engaged in providing relief, and the Ministry of Agriculture has also been tasked to start looking at how we will restore the livelihood of the farmers along the banks of the river who have been displaced. And so, beyond just provoking temporary reliefs, we are looking at the more sustained approach to the victims so that they can restore the livelihood that they have, he said. Saddened by the plight of the affected, the Vice President donated an amount of 160,000 cedis. When I look into the eyes of our mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers who are seated here, I see so much sadness. Their lives have been turned upside down as a result of what's happened. These are people who were going about their normal duties every day to take care of themselves, but now they have to really depend on others for livelihood, and I'm saddened by that. Vice President Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia so akosra victims of spillage, you know, na wakoma musika 160,000 Ghana cedis, and I was in a raho, and so oni anamobia will be to say 60 years ago, and I will be see until the Obusan say, Yentimi and Yunan Cocaine. I was here to show your name. Now you to see an amount 10 penny said to pre-inform is to pre-arm, and or the VR4 engineers no any not before so we nyina nka mom interministerial committee ya abayate no dani dan nyina wo mu ye adwuma na omu nwene ehwe kan na omu hunu kwan e betimi afa so office e be ye mfie du ni 10 years ago ni enya nsuo emfa ma ye nka ne ana dum so ne ade ha dwene ye pa na nsuo ne buso saa na brabon so etie ene obesre o kina obesu nti wuti wiase na ohun se ewuro ho ene hye so ewuro na o hye wo ho no mo ena wo enso so ewo ho no mo mampani abedi echire Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia. Eschew violent comments, Methodist Bishop tells politician. Bishop Bosomtwe Ayensu, former Methodist Bishop of Obuasi Diocese, has vehemently warned politicians to desist from what he described as violent comments which have the tendency to derail the country's democratic dividends. The bishop gave the warning when he spoke in an interview with Accra-based radio, Rainbow Radio, on their frontline program. According to him, he has witnessed a number of coups in the country and experienced a devastating consequences, and so will not support coup, describing those who make comments that Ghana is ripe for coup as reckless and irresponsible. Bishop Bosomtwe Ayensu said, as a result, I pray to God to forgive such people. We can only suggest and criticize when necessary. I'm praying to God to forgive such people. We are not hoping for the country to be destabilized. We do not want democracy to be jeopardized. Insults and violent comments such not to be tolerated in our media. As someone who has witnessed previous coups, I will not support it. Ghana would have transformed better if coups had not occurred. We should not entertain people who make such reckless remarks. According to him, the current economic challenges confronting the country are no fault of government, saying government had explained to Ghanaians the challenges we face, including the COVID-19 outbreak. Touching on the unemployment situations in the country, he said, It has been a problem for many years and was not unique to this administration. To this end, he emphasized that Ghanaians should not glorify those who promote coup, but rather ignore blames and despise them. Okay, informer say Bishop Ayensu, Bosomtwe Ayensu ya na enkane no wo boase mi krom. Methodist asori ya na wo ho no ne pani ya na wo ho. Se mo kai sa asofu ya. Obo ndisi fo achi papa ebra na dwo mahama wo so no nyasem ketwa ne adechie bia no wotigum sa. Even Professor Atamels nyame fa ne kransie o amfa nche no what sanigu ne chiso ankasa ne wo kasa se nipa bi sori ya no mo kasa o man no adwuma ni ho o man no munye o man ni mu ayedene mo mususu nkasa sanse nyo bakofo nko no wonana ne abrewa na chese wo hu bebi a bishop o free ba wo se emaburu nya adwuma nya no unemployment issues no enya ban we ne frase aba akyerɛkyerɛ asɛm se COVID-19 ba ye no ho akyerɛ ne pa nti Ghana fo mo nte a bishop o kyerɛ mo se wono wahu edom ye se ye dom wa ban so no nti wono se nipa bi a omu gina abonte so ana Ghana ye time bomb so e na man ye twa hu hye nyina ye dom omu tu aban gu ni ade no onso so saafo no so obesere Ghana fo so se me enso so saafo no so omu ye mambofo omu pese oman de bekọ animu isan se oman kenye kuku ensem ye nkotu aban gu anke yakoya animu o se nke yakoya animu pa bishop na eka eni nti o se Ghana fo mu no mu nsu ntwen ope susu nye dede sebe ya oman no aban ebetumi ato ne bo no aye nsiesie ogidie mapa sa aban wadwene pa e de mo oman no Bishop Bosomtwe Ayensu former Methodist bishop ewo Boase diocese ono nasem ya woka eno no informa ena de amanie aba Ekufuado directs MOH NIA to develop a plan to fund kidney treatments. Oh, says sa ho enkomo ye ba ye no. Ena mampani e de enhihye bia betu dwana. Yenko he mampani hihye a woka ho asem. President Ekufuado has directed the Ministry of Health and the National Health Insurance Authority NHIA to develop a comprehensive plan on how the state can best fund kidney treatment. This was revealed by Information Minister Kojo Opon Kroma after a group of medical doctors under the umbrella body of the Private Health Facilities Association petitioned the government on the dialysis crisis that has hit the country in recent times. When the matter came up, the president instructed the health authorities to examine it and come to the table with various recommendations on how to deal with it. And I do know those recommendations are due in the next couple of weeks by both I mean the National Health Insurance Authority and the Ministry of Health. The Vice President of the association, Dr. Samuel Boachedonko, also called on the government to consider a tax waiver on all medical equipment, including dialysis machines brought into the country to help treat patients. The number of kidney cases is alarming. It keeps increasing daily. We want to get more mechanics, machines, so we can treat our Ghanaian people, but it's really expensive to get a machine in our country. When they get to the ports, the amount of money you have to pay, the duties you have to pay. So we are pleading with the government if tax waiver will be granted so we can bring more. Patients on dialysis treatment in Ghana recently lamented when Kolebu Teaching Hospital renal dialysis units on Wednesday, September 27, announced an increase from 380 Ghana cedis to 765.42 per dialysis session. Wow, 48 after Ghanaians became outraged over the new renal dialysis price, the hospital reversed its decision. However, the renal units at Kolebu has been closed to patients since May. The unit was reportedly closed due to the shortage of consumables. The Renal Patients Association of Ghana has called on the management of Kolebu Teaching Hospital to reopen the renal unit to outpatients, warning the patients are dying due to the closure. The call comes after the Minority Caucus on the Health Committee of Parliament gave the hospital a 24-hour ultimatum to reopen the unit, but the management refused. Eno osa no anase obremo no yade ba ho a I was here to go to FDA so. Nana Ghana for 380 Ghana cedis. Uko session back ubia. Inti busase obi abosome ni nyina no beko so du otua sen. Wonya adwuma o maimu na woni system bia be support wa. Na yese wuo na na obewuo. Na efri kotoni mu abosome ni mo no yese kokolebu aban ya sabia ho a. Sa renal dialysis unit wo kra no yetum yɛmfa ma bontenfo ya kyerɛ sɛ wonye mapa wonde wo ho a wontimi nkɔkɔ wu ana akwa wu ofie na amafo ne na mantwea ne mfikyire pedro obehu ane sɛ wo yare no na ayekese na saa bre ya wo mutu mu de ba 765.42% no enipa ba ko bia no 765 Ghana cedis no Ghana for kasai na enfoni bi beto abontene wo nse ukọ renal unit wa no mo kyerɛ bɔ hɔ sɛ take care of your kidney. Treatment is expensive. Now, Omutrobo also said they have changed their prices no from 380 to 765 no. Ama for Babonti be the depart. Na nam so mama penny na nado danko ekufu adro. Ene apomudin penny for National Health Authority for Ghana Health Service. Eko shiaye. Se omo hwe na omo fa solutions. Omo to adwene enyi yi bi mfiri mu keka ne mansi eni ne hwe kwan betimi afa so na saa fidie no a ye de boa saa no a obi betimi ada so kakra na etimi agye ne nkwa no obehu kwan obeye nti ena no penifo ye wo private health facilities ankran penifo vice president Dr. Samuel Boachedonko Dr. Mchiao anopepa yakasa ya chempacho ya me nkasa Dr. Samuel Boachedonko ene ne penifo bi ekoye na omukọ hu information minister ebusa no se de na ban aye ya ka omosra ban se oma kwan yete wo kra ne ma ba o man mu eto a wotua no enya asem keto twitwa meneto yetimi gye clearing ho ahwan sika a wo de be clear no se sika no se atua to e wo sa clearing no so no ase atua to e wo clearing ni nyina so kire se krono nkwa na omo bo port ho a ho asem dakro ye be ba betena ha ne edi hu nkomo ne ebusa wo mo e kra ne ma de bo o man mu se nti wo man no ye kra ne ma beboa e ma dwadie etimi abusti anase obi a eye de open eno wasem no se wo kra fidie no wo kra baako a eto a wo betu etua e wo ye port wo no no eto da kra no a obemutimi go wo hesika a wo de akoto afidie na wo betua no be ne prince aso ansa na wayi di aba beje nkwan wo se nya se wo mutimi nto afidie ni bi fambo na so bo na den nti aban emo mo waiver kra nka onyi tuo ni free so ade eje nipa nkwa de aban you waiver ni free so a ke no betimi aboa e ma wo ma je nipa nkwan no e informa de wo krata no amane ya wo de aba enti nsam no edroso ya kire se eno no ye di informa de no be si ha no mo say na yakopa asem foforo na First Sky Group almost support victim no hwe informa de obokrasa na chi a why picture story e de ama First Sky na story na nkasa wo page 3 ma men kan ye no ansa na makọ de obokrasa foforo so page 3 or say the First Sky Group has come to the aid of victims of the Akosombo Dam spillage with support of items worth 1 million Ghana cedis together with an insurance package also totaling 2.5 million Ghana cedis. The company's philanthropic gesture was in response to the government's call on corporate Ghana to contribute its quota to alleviate the suffering of the flood victims. The list of items donated to the displaced flood victims at the Best Care Hotel in Bathor on Wednesday include 800 bags of rice, 250 pieces of mattress, 2,000 bottles of sunflower oil, sugar, 50 bags of 10 kilogram sugar, 50 bags of 50 kilogram sugar, 1,000 bags of sachet water, 10 boxes of Milo and rolls of bread. The rest are boxes of sanitaries, Paradox black soap, boxes of Shea pomade, sponge, sanitary pads, Pepsodent toothpaste, toothbrushes, razor blades, 100 buckets, bales of clothes, sweatshirts, skirts and blouse for women, menswear, children clothing, a bale of bed sheets and towels, and 2 bales of rubber slippers, flip-flops. Presenting the relief items in the brief ceremony, the group chairman, Mr. Eric Sedi Kutoche, said the gesture forms part of the company's corporate social responsibility and that this is crucial moment given the havoc wreaked by spillage. It was just delicious that the companies came to support of the victim in who are going through the traumatic situation through no fault of theirs. Informer say First Sky for akwakoye ayede kama niam omudi akono doso pa ebo no so be 1 million Ghana cedis ya edoso ye pa nti do wakata pense mo mi si ya no metwa me ho aba me ba de aka eto aso bi a me de be ma ha Ctv me fidie na ha no mu sei na ye no ena edi nkomo ene akopim se ye be sorry so me ba si ya
Those processes must begin now. And for business is so good. Yeah, employees are employers are suffering. Even the policemen, they are suffering. The policemen, they are suffering. The processes must begin from today. Those processes must begin now. And for business is so good. Yeah, employees are employers are suffering. Even the policemen, they are suffering. The policemen, they are suffering. The processes must begin from today. Those processes must begin now. And for business is so good. Yeah, N1 highway. This N1 highway. This N1 highway. N1 highway. I just want to hey, so many I'm